I want to share a story. So, right now, I am reading this book. I absolutely love the writing, I love the thought process of the author. I love the fact that I'm able to just tap into his emotions and get transported into the concentration camp and feel exactly what he was feeling. So while I was enjoying this book, I suddenly was triggered. So I had this sensation inside and it felt something like I felt a little sad, or I felt like, the feeling you get when you realize that you're being too hard on yourself, not knowing when to stand up for yourself, like you just make a mistake and then you end up feeling terrible for making those mistakes. So it was that kind of a trigger. So when I dwelled deep into the trigger, I was taken back to memory. This happened a couple of years ago, maybe I would say 2015 or 2016. Around that time, I was heavily into reading, much more than I am right now. Side note, I'm just trying to get back to reading, but back then I was heavily into reading and I just loved reading historical fictions and stories set in history. So at the time it was Animal Farm, and I love books like The Book Thief. So I was completely mesmerized by the writing and what I understood and the analogies made in this book, Animal Farm. So after reading the book, I make a little post on Facebook about the book and what I actually thought. So underneath that post, a friend of mine commented, "Stop this nonsense, and you're just trying too hard to come across as somebody philosophical," or something like that. And we were very close at the time. We've known each other since childhood, grade 6. So there are two things that I want to share in this with. First is, so when that happened, I felt completely shut down. Like I was so excited and I was sharing something and immediately I was shut down. So I felt shut down, I felt small, I felt inadequate, and I felt like maybe I was after all phony or I was fake. So those were the emotions that came up that I had not processed. And that's why many years later today I sit and I'm reading another similar book and I'm getting triggered because those feelings are coming and they want a way out so that I can move that energy out, from which I just sat and I completely cleared the trigger. I've moved those feelings through my body and completely, transmuted that energy and gave her the assurance that she wanted. So that is how triggers work. Like they take you back to a time where something emotionally charged had happened and you had not had a safe outlet to completely express whatever it is that you were feeling. And we suppress it. If you go into a freeze or a fight or flight, then we often don't feel our feelings and we suppress it, and it gets stored in our body, where you never know when something as simple as you sitting one afternoon and reading a book can just trigger something in you. But with awareness, we can go back to that and pull out the emotion factor from the memory so that these things don't repeat. And the second thing that I want to share here, based on what just happened, is that for the longest time I would blame the friend. First the friend, not at the time. At the time I completely shut down. Like many years later when I started my healing journey, I would just look at how she behaved and how that made me feel and how she made me feel. And I also took a stock check on other relationships in my life where this was a recurring pattern, where everybody in my life for the longest time, be it, my own sisters or family, friends, my childhood friends, no matter what I say, anything coming out of my mouth, they would just judge. They will mock or they will laugh, they'll make fun, they will cut me out. Deep down, the emotion that I would feel in my inner world was that I'm not good enough, I'm inadequate, I'm powerless, I am sad, feel helpless. So these were the heavy emotions that I felt in relationships, especially when I feel unsafe to be myself. So for the longest time, thought that these things were happening to me. People were just coming and making me feel bad, like they are the problem. Then things started to shift when I just zoomed out and looked at my role, the role I played in my own suffering, and that led me to different situations that I got myself in life. When I started asking myself this question, that despite you feeling sad, despite you feeling inadequate, and you know that these people are making fun of you and they're making you feel all of this. Why is it that you are enabling this behavior? Why is it that you're not able to stand up for yourself? Why is it that you're not able to do something that makes you and your inner child feel safe? Why are you not able to either draw healthy boundaries or remove yourself completely from these relationships? The day I started asking myself these questions on how am I responsible for everything that is happening to me, including how I'm feeling, is when I started feeling that all these situations, like this friend many years ago or a family member who's ever made me feel that way, small or unworthy, all these situations, suddenly they had no power over me. So do you see, the minute I shifted from them to me, that why you in this place, is when I completely shifted the power play, the dynamics, and I felt power. What I was doing energetically was taking my power back from them, taking that I had unknowingly, unconsciously given. The day I asked myself this, and the day I completely took accountability for how I was feeling, no longer felt powerless. And then, of course, series of different layers open up, where it was just not about the feelings that I was feeling on the surface, but when you dig deeper and heal, different layers start coming off, and you realize that underneath all of that, somewhere maybe you judged your own, the way you were. Like, I always was stuck in shame and guilt my entire life, and I thought there was fundamentally something wrong with me because of my childhood trauma, and because of the programming, and the fact that my parents were not emotionally available at all, both of them. So that robbed me of my strong sense of self, where I could just love everything I am, own up to everything I feel, the way I see my reality, the way I stand by my truth, and also give me that deep sense of knowing that no matter what, I can always take care of myself. So this is how I slowly, it took me years, but this is how I shifted from being the victim to being the creator of my reality. And when I put myself on the pedestal that I am the creator of my reality, I automatically was putting people on pedestal. I brought them to the reality of who they really were, and I was now able to see people for who they really were, and not the projection of how I wanted them to be. So when I truly put myself in this, like when I reprogrammed my mind, and I truly understood that I am 100% accountable for everything I'm feeling, everything I think, everything I act, the way I show up, the way I think about myself, my self-concept, everything I'm accountable for 100% and no one else. That is a very, very empowering state to be in. And with that, I gave myself the power to completely cleanse my life, not just my inner world, but also my outer reality. Cleanse my life of people who I didn't feel safe around. So I emotionally detached myself from all those people who I once thought were, my closest childhood friends, or once thought were they are my blood, or they're my family, and how could I, remove myself. But at the end of the day, this healing journey requires you to be true to your own well-being and what your inner child needs. And so I have removed a lot of people from my life without any regrets, and I feel so much at peace. So this state of being the creator or co-creator of my reality also gave me the power that I can remove myself from people's lives. I can detach myself from people who are no longer serving me or my highest good, or who are making me question my own truth or making me feel a certain way. So when I started working on my self-worth and started feeling so much power with it, I truly now feel that I am the one who takes myself in different situations. So I am the one who can bring myself out of it. There is no savior, there is no one outside, there is no one to blame. It's not even about blaming myself, but course correcting. Like the minute I know that this isn't how I exactly want to feel, just remove myself from that situation. And this is by far the best act of self-love that I have. Like, this is the way I now love my inner child.